What is that? All up in my grill piece. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. So the stock market had a nice little jump in the anticipation that the Fed was going to lower rates. Pretty interesting. Before we get into that, though, I want to get into this. Can you hear me okay? I'm asking you like you can answer. That's enough. Listen, let's check out the oil futures, shall we? This is something of interest for drivers. Roy, let's check it out then. Let me go ahead and share the screen with you guys. Let me go ahead. Let's start right here. Oil futures. Go to the oil futures. Let's check that out. Well, look, here it is, folks. Here it is. This is what's been going on with the prices of oil for the past 6 months. The highest has been looks like $86.91 as of April 5th. And today it is over here, $68.29, a decrease in price of close to 14%. 14%. Notice I didn't tell you how much it was in nominal terms. In nominal terms, it's $11.01. But I prefer to refer to the percentage. Why? It's interesting because I had somebody on another channel, I want to say, get into a debate with me, because somebody threw out a nominal figure, a number. And I was trying to explain to the person that if you want to make a comparison, the best way to do it is through percentages. It'll give you a more concise look into whatever comparison you're making. He wanted to argue that point. So I invited him to give me an answer to a question to help him understand the difference between a nominal expression and a percentage. Let's go. $100. There's a number. 100. You got two options. You're standing in front of two tables. Table to the left has $1,000. You can take what's on that table, which is $1,000 plus 100, or you can take 1,000 plus 100%. Can you distinguish the difference? 1,000 plus $100. You can walk away with that one. It's 100. It's $100. You can walk away with $1,100. See you later. Or do you want the 1,000 plus 100, same number, but this is 100%. So instead of walking away with $1,100, you're walking away with $2,000. Okay? Which would you pick? They're both 100. Would you pick the nominal term or the percentage? Anyway, here we go with the oils. So the oils are down for the past 6 months. Maybe you've heard some narrative out there about things being so terrible. So terrible. Well, maybe it was so terrible at some point, but it's been improving. Not for the oil companies, but for us, the consumer. It has been improving. Do you acknowledge the fact that there is an improvement? I'm not asking you if it's to your liking. Sure, let's get some oil for free. It's a great fantasy. However, let's get back to the real world. Is there an improvement? Yes or no? Whether it's the type of improvement you want or not is not the question. But here we go. Let's go to the diesel prices. Okay, here we go with the diesel. Here are the diesel prices. Are you a truck driver? Do you own your own truck? Do you have your own authority? Are you a lease operator? This is something that's important for you. This is something that could maybe either motivate you or make you feel terrible. Well, look, this is a 6-month chart. No, I think it's a year. Is it a year? It's a year. So check this out, right? Check this out. Monday, September 18 in 2023, the average price for diesel fuel. This is the average price. Yeah, some states are going to charge you more. Some states are going to charge you less. This is the average. Okay. Sometimes some people, you have to talk to them like children because they're all wrapped up in their emotions. They don't listen to what is being said. They go crazy, all emotional. $4.63 on average, national average. Where is it today? Today, as of September 9th, 2024. Well, it's right up here. $3. And I'm going to say 56. I'm going to round it off. $3.56 a gallon nationally on average. Another question. Is there an improvement? Oh, it's not $1.50. I didn't ask that. The question is, has there been an improvement? When it was up at its highest level 6 months, a year ago, and you were complaining, should you be complaining today when it has improved? If you're one of those complainers, that means that you got a whole lot of negativity going on. And when you have a whole lot of negativity going on, you do not grow to your potential. In fact, you don't grow much because at every turn, you are making decisions based on negative outcomes. So you don't take that extra step. The positive person takes that extra step. I think I gave an example of that. Imagine that you have a load. It's a Thursday night. There's a warehouse. You already checked it out. You went into Google. You wanted to see where the layout of the warehouse. You checked out the reviews. You noticed that the warehouse is open 24 hours. You got an appointment though, and you know that some companies, they're real fussy about their appointments. Some will go so far as to penalize you for showing up too early. Yes, if you show up more than 2 hours before your scheduled appointment, there are some companies that will charge you $250 for being too early. They call it late in the trucking business. Being too early is also late. Seriously, they use that's the term that they use, late. On the information on Google, there might be a statement about that in the reviews. Other truckers who put in their opinion about how their delivery went might put in the comments, don't show up too early because they don't have that. Now, if you're a negative person, what you'll do is you'll remember a bad experience with a location that did exactly that. They charged you $250 for showing up too early / late. So I'm not even going to try because I know they're going to find me. So I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to go into the Google to check it out because I know that they're going to hit me with a fine or with a fee. I know already. How do you know? Because it happened to me. Is this the same company? Is this the same? I already know. Okay. The positive person, maybe they went through the same ordeal, but they're not going to sit there and say, yeah, I'm not even going to try. No. The positive person is going to open up the Google, put in the location they're going through, check their hours, try to call to see if you can deliver that same night instead of waiting for an 8:00 a.m. appointment the next day. You might be in luck, but it's the positive thinking person that would think to do that. Why would you even want to do that? The appointment is for 8 a.m. and that's it, right? No, no, no. The appointment is for 8, but that doesn't mean, or rather, it does mean, if you get unloaded at 8 a.m. or if you can get unloaded in the evening, I'm sorry. If you can get unloaded in the evening, you've got the best part of the next day to get good loads because the best loads are in the morning and early afternoon. After like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the the quality of the load starts to depreciate by a lot. So if you can get this load off in the evening, you'd be much better off for the next day. But that would be a positive thinking person that would do that. A negative thinking person will not do that. Let's move on. What is this? Diesel price. Okay, this is something that's very interesting indeed. Let's go ahead and share this tab. This is the federal funds rate. This is the rate that's set by the Federal Reserve that impacts the banks and how much they will charge for a percentage on their loans. Okay. So whatever interest rates the banks are going to charge, they base it on what the Fed funds effective rate is. So can you tell? Well, no, you could probably cheat and tell. Anyway, this is just, let me see, when this is from March 23rd, 1979 to January 1st, 1983. So from 79 to 83. I want you to look to see just how high these interest rates were. Okay. This is around the time that Fed Chair Volcker was in command of the Federal Reserve. Now, interest rates were high, or rather, interest rates when he was the head of the chair. I'm going by memory, and you can please go and check this out. Now, interest rates were rising in the late 70s, 79. Interest rates were rising. Interest rates were rising, and Volcker was increasing the Fed rate to try to fight inflation. Okay, that was the whole purpose. Fight inflation. It went up to 17%. So he started doing things. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah. At some point in between September and April, September 79 and April of 80, he was raising interest rates to fight inflation. Now, after 1980, the banks convinced him to pull back, lower the rates, and he did. And it was as low as 9%. Understand that recently it went up to 9%, and people were dying. People were dying. Yet in April of 1980, it was 17.5%. Went down to 9. The banks convinced him that he was doing the right thing because it was advantageous for the banks. But then inflation started coming back and stronger. Volcker said, "You know what? Kiss my butt. I'm doing what I got to do." And he sure did. And the interest rate went up to as high as 19.08%. Keep that in mind. Don't forget that. 19.08%. Inflation started coming down. He started scaling back, but it was kicking into gear again, inflation. So he said, nah. I'm going to have to bring back the interest rate. And he did. 19.10% interest rate. We're screaming and dying and crying. Let's shift it to today's rates. Let's go up here. Let's take it all the way to what date we got right here. Right here. All right, here we go. Here we go. So now the federal funds rate since August was at 5.33. It was down low. It was down real low. So it was virtually zero. Now, some people think that that's a good thing, but it actually isn't a good thing. It's not a good thing because you have no tools available for when there's a adjustment needed for an increase in inflation, or no, for when there's deflation, which is worse than inflation. You got no tools. You got no tools for that. Please excuse me for that. I got a little distracted. But you need some playroom, because if you don't have it, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Let me scale this back a little bit. Yeah, federal funds rate. Here we go. So you need some playroom. You can't have it all the way down to zero. Zero is not good at all. Ooh, that's too far back. 2007, yeah. When it's down here in this range here, that's dangerous. Because if there's deflation, just take a look at Japan and the trouble that they're in, the financial trouble that they're in. Yeah, you don't want that. So 5.3, that's comfortable. That's comfortable. Because now you have some tools available in the event that there's a deflationary event. You need that. You need that gap. You don't want to be at zero when there's a deflationary event. What we got here? Oh, let's go back to diesel. Want to go back to diesel? Look at this headline right here. Hedge funds have never been this bearish, on Brent crude oil. Never been this bearish. Do you understand the term bearish? Okay, so when you're describing whether a price is moving up and down in the investment lexicon, a bearish move is a move to the downside. Why did they pick a bear? Because bears claw things down, and as a result, anything going down is bearish. On the opposite end is bullish, because bulls toss things up with their horns. So there you have it. So hedge funds have never been this bearish on Brent crude oil. Are they expecting it to go down further? Listen, that means that the demand has decreased. Demand for oil has decreased. Let's go. What we got here? Ooh, so this is just a reminder. This is just a reminder that it's not a good idea for you to get wrapped up on a stock. Remember, I mentioned it before. You should never fall in love with a company. You should never fall in love with a brand. And you should never fall in love with a personality as an investor. If you're not investing, you do what you want. But if you don't want to be impacted negatively with the hard-earned money that you have, that you've invested with, do not fall in love with a company, a brand, or a personality. And that's what's happening here. This stock is failing now. It bumped up a little bit today because Trump came out and publicly said that he wasn't going to sell his shares. It's up to you if you believe him or not. That would be completely on you. Now, if he says that he's not going to do that, and as a result the price goes up, and then he dumps his shares, that's market manipulation. And he can get in trouble with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And the way things are going for him right now, he's got way too much to lose. So much so that I wouldn't even listen. I would wait until maybe November 6th or something like that. Not even wait for the results. Just hop on a plane and bounce, just in case. Because he's got he's got so many legal problems. I would just take whatever money I can and I would bounce. I would leave this place. I would go to a country that doesn't have an extradition. It's just he's betting way too much. If he doesn't win, man, the consequences are such that I personally would not want to deal with those consequences. I'd be out. I'd hop on that Trump plane and bounce. See y'all. Peace out. The heck is this? Nah, bruh. Nah. Why is this? What the heck? What is going on here? Something's going on here. What is going on here? Y'all. Y'all. Something's going on here. Right here, right here. So Elon's got troubles, man. Elon's got big troubles. Big troubles. I'm talking grande. Remember his little problem that he had in Brazil? Well, Brazil blocked X. And they froze the bank accounts toward that satellite system that he has, Hyperlink or something, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, they froze his bank account for that company. Elon, owner of social media platform X, on Friday called Australia's center-left government fascist over proposed legislation to slap fines on social media firms for failing to prevent the spread of misinformation online. It's the same thing that's going on in Brazil. That's why they shut him down in Brazil. He's allowing misinformation, and it's not the kind of misinformation that isn't producing negative consequences. All the contrary. This is misinformation that people are using to justify acts of violence against people. The UK government, UK law enforcement, they want to have a word with Musk over the same thing. In France, the CEO of what's that platform called? Telegram, he got arrested. Brazil kicked this X to the curb, and now Australia is saying, and there are other countries rather, waiting in the wind. Waiting in the wind. This is the effect of misinformation. Check this out. The morning after President Donald Trump repeated racist claims about Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, some Haitian families are keeping their children home from school for their safety. For their safety. Aside from the anxiety caused by Tuesday night's debate, a woman said her cars have been vandalized twice in the middle of the night. She woke up one morning to broken windows and another to acid thrown to the vehicle. So she's added cameras to her driveway and tried to report the incidents to police to no avail. Come on, y'all. This is a quote. I'm going to have to move because this area is no longer good for me. I can't even leave my house to go to Walmart. I'm anxious and scared. Misinformation. Come on. You you got to be able to, I mean, you should be able to understand the impact of some of the information. Like there's some silly information out there, of course. It could be comical, but some misinformation leads to this kind of nonsense where people get hurt, where children get hurt, where people have to uproot themselves. That's a financial burden, man. And these countries are telling Elon, yo, what are you doing, man? No, 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 no. You either put some monitors on that thing and and put some brakes on some of this stuff, or get rid of some of these people, or whatever. But this has to stop. This has to stop. That's what's going on right now. And like I had mentioned before, Elon's got some. Elon's got a long list of lawsuits pending against him and X and his space company, SpaceX, and Tesla for a variety of things. Fraud, the Securities and Exchanges after him for market manipulation. He's got he's got so many things going on. I mean, it is crazy. Like I said before, right now he's holding up. But don't be surprised if you wake up one day and you hear that this man lost half his fortune and could potentially lose his other half. Those fraud charges are serious. There are people coming in with receipts. Not good. I'm sure his lawyers love him because he's dumping large sums of money in their pocket to defend him. But with that, oof, I kept you guys on here for that long. Well, I'm sorry about that. Stay fresh. Keep it profitable. And remember, please, if you're a truck driver, number one most important thing is to preserve that license. Preserve that license. And also, don't fall in love with a company, with a brand, or with a personality. If you're going to be an investor, stay away from that. Stay fresh once again. Keep it profitable. And I'll see you on the flip side.